Good morning, everyone. Today it is the 11th of April 2017, and we are doing the first in the series of basically bug out bags. So, what we're doing today is we are basically transforming this more tactical looking get home bag into this bag, which this is my get home bag. I changed it about 2 months ago from the more tactical Moly bag to uh, this more inconspicuous everyday Perry Ellis bag. And so I figured my thought process behind this move was this: when you are trying to get home or at least get to a safe place, the one thing that myself and other preppers and survivalists will tell you is that you do not want to look tactical or have anything that looks tactical because people will start thinking you got something. However, for some strange reason, you can have something that looks kind of like a plain Jane bag and be all right because you are, in that case, you're using the gray man tactic, which is just look like everybody else. Because in a grid down or other emergency situation where people are trying to evacuate or trying to basically move in a large group, um, anything that stands out will basically make you a target. Now, this bag is the wife's bag, the wife's get home bag. And so, what I'm going to do today is transfer the stuff from her stuff from this bag to this bag here, which is an old JanSport that she has. It's really rugged. She has literally beaten the brakes off this bag. Uh, so it's tried, tested, and true. So we are getting ready to break this one open. Um, and the reason I brought mine in is to compare because I know I added stuff to my bag and I haven't had a chance to really do it to hers. So we're putting a couple items in there that I thought were in there. One I thought was in there, with the other one I knew wasn't in there because I just bought it for my bag. So we're going to go ahead and pop this one open and do some updates to it real quick and then transfer everything over to this bag and we'll get started. And we'll go ahead and um, give you guys kind of a brief look at what we have in our get home bags. Now, I will recommend this for anybody building get home bags. Um, do it based on your environment. I know everybody's going to tell you what you need to have, this, that, and the other. But like any prepping item or any prepping situation, you want to do things based on the environment you are either in or B going to. So you want to be prepared for both. That way, that's less you may have to get if you are bugging out. Now, if you're bugging out to an area that you haven't been before and you weren't planning on going, at least you have this. At least you have it set up so you can get or spend as less time getting what you need for that new environment. So let's go ahead and get into this, and or yeah, let's get into this bag, and then we'll show you what we have in ours uh, based on our environment and our needs. And of course, like, comment, subscribe at the bottom as always, and check us out on Facebook and Twitter. And let's get it started. So we got our fire kit out. sized bag of used dryer sheets and steel wool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of shorten this down to a much smaller bag and put it into the fire bag. Also, I've been looking for this little knife everywhere, but I'll go with this in depth in another video, um, because this actually was an idea from my friend back home. So we'll get into that later. Of course, also in that bag was her navigation. Um, got the map, and I decided to go ahead and pull out the binocular, compass, signaling mirror combo. She also had the pocket knife on the sides, and her knife with flint strike on the other side of the bag. And of course, we are adding her newest knife with a seatbelt cutter. This is more like a kind of like a spring-loaded knife kind of deal, so she can deploy it rather quickly if she needs to defend herself for any other reason that she may need to use this particular knife. I bought this for at the gun show recently, which I'm going to do a video on that one. And we're going to go ahead and stick that into this bag over here, which will more or less complete the gray man look, so she doesn't look so tactical and so tempting with her MOLLE bag. But we're also going, but don't worry, we're not throwing away our MOLLE bags, our small MOLLE bags. Actually, I decided to turn these into what I'm going to call our 24-hour go bags. So we'll do another video on the construction of the 24-hour go bag later. But I'm going to go ahead and this all straightened up and put into, or reorganized and then put into the new bag. So, okay, so here's what I went ahead and did. The Get Home bag is designed to get you home, or to at least to a safe place in 24 hours. So you can cover a lot of ground in that time. However, I went ahead and lightened the basically the fire, the flint bag, to where she's got not nearly as many dryer sheets, but also the steel wool still in there. So I'm going to put this in this bag, but in the in the bag with the rest of the fire starters. However, I'm also adding something else to this bag. A little can of lighter fluid, and that'll help her start fires. Because I actually did a test out on one of these. They don't work too well by themselves, so you may want to add a little oomph to them. So I'm going to go ahead and get that loaded in, and we'll continue on to phase 2 of the module, phase 2 or section 2 of the Get Home bag. Other stuff that I am possibly putting in this section, along with the fire stuff, along with her fire starting stuff, is her navigation stuff. I'm also putting in, I'm putting her, probably putting her pocket knife back in. Not sure what I'm going to do with this one just yet, but I'll figure it out here in a minute. Also putting her paracord bracelet in. This one's nice. It's got a little bottle opener on it. It's also got an SOS whistle and a flint strike on board too. I actually wear this same kind of paracord bracelet myself, and yes, she does know how to use this. I've actually gone through it many times on how to use her equipment by, of course, showing her with mine. And I always tell her she should be wearing this, but she doesn't because of her job. So we'll go ahead and put this in her bag somewhere. Hopefully she remembers it's there. And of course we are adding the knife. So, okay, we're going to add that to, probably going to go ahead and add it to this section here, which is this big pocket right here. I may actually utilize this smaller pocket for probably this knife. That way, or actually, I could use it for all her knives to kind of help keep them separated. So, okay, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to utilize this one for the knives, the paracord bracelet, all her bladed items here, the fire starting kit, navigation in this section, and I'll probably put her signaling and communications stuff in there as well. Okay, so I'll go ahead and put those in, and I'll be right back. Okay, now we've got into the second outer compartment here, and I found something that actually was kind of disturbing, because I don't get into her bag as much. This one's actually my fault. Of course, I found, her signaling chalk, but I found her glow sticks and her waterproof notebook paper. However, I realized, wait a minute, where's her pencils, pens? She doesn't have anything to write with. And what's even a little more creepy, her waterproof, or I'm sorry, her water purification tablets fell out of this one too. So, like I said, the disorganization of this one is actually my fault. So we're going to go ahead and remedy that one right now. Okay, so I went ahead and made this pocket her where her communications modules are. So, like, she's got the glow sticks in here, and I went ahead and put the. Let me yank this out real quick. Okay. Now, instead of going and getting another bag for this, I went ahead and put her pens and pencil, waterproof paper, and chalk, which looks like one of them broke. Told her about it. She said it's okay. Alright. So I'm putting them in this section here. Her knives and other bladed weapons, I have put in this section here. It's a little smaller, but it was able to fit everything into it. We're going to get ready to break open the third section of the old Get Home bag and see what's in it, and then we'll go through it and see where we need to add and take things apart, or add things, or take things out, so on and so forth. Basically, do our modifications from there. Okay, so we'll be back. Okay, we just opened up the third section of the old Get Home bag, or GHB, and I forgot I did do some updates on her bag when it came to the original first aid kit. I took out that one and actually put in 2 more, but I just informed her that she's going to put this one in the glove box and leave this one in the Get Home bag. She also has her toiletries here, so you got everything from mouthwash, toothpaste, toothbrush, travel toothbrush, some deodorant, and of course some wipes, as she's making her way home. I also realized that we put some of these in here. Of course, these are the kind of flames that you see at, like, I guess cookouts, things like that. When you see caterers put little warmers underneath items that are kind of set up, food that's set up, so these kind of keep them warm. So we did buy a bunch of these, and what I think I'm gonna do is put one in the new get home bag. Maybe not necessarily in that section. I'll probably put it with the fire starting gear, but definitely one will have to go into the bag. I'm not going to put three in there um, because see um, I don't see where um, she'd be cooking um, all that time because if you're trying to get home, you want to keep moving as much as possible. Um, or if you're trying to get somewhere that's relatively safe, you want to get there as quickly as possible. So um, I think only one of these will suffice. Um, we'll put the other two back in the bag since we're turning it into our 24-hour bag. So we'll go ahead and not too much needs to be done with this section, but it's just taking out. Now this other first aid kit, we're gonna go ahead and put this in her car in the glove box, and that way she's got one that's on hand, and of course one that is being that's a little more extensive that she can use in her get home bag. All right. Now on to the larger section. Okay, now what you're seeing here is what was in the larger section of her get home bag. Of course, she had 2 bottles of water, um, a water purification tablet. Um, this has been in there for quite some time, so I'm going to go ahead and take these out and replace them with a couple more fresh bottles of water. We try to change these out. At least I try to change them out in my bag every 6 months. I think I've done these at least 6 months ago, so it's time to go ahead and change those out. And then, of course, I put her water purification tablets in here. She does also carry a Brita water bottle with the filter. We both do. In fact, all of our bags now have water bottles with the filters on them. Now, this is actually what prompted me to do this. This is the electronics bag, and so she's got extra batteries, portable power pack to you know plug her phone up or any electronics that she may have that she'll need. She also has a headlamp. Um, it's a really bright headlamp. I also got one of these. I think this is just the bag for this. She's also got a pretty good size and really bright flashlight in here. I think the small one maybe like 500, 600 lumens. I know this one can light up a room, so I think that's about 1,000 lumens here. But the one thing I realized that she didn't have in this bag, and I thought I'd put it in here, is this, the hand crank radio. Now this one's the one from my car, and the reason I went ahead and put it in her bag, or I'm putting it in her bag, is because I went ahead and replaced it with another one that I bought, and it's not better or anything. Actually, I think this one I'm putting in her bag is actually better because of the simple fact that it's smaller. The one I bought is a little bigger. Even though it's got a handle on it, it seems a little more cumbersome. But you know, I wanted her to have everything that I have in mine. I wanted her to have in hers, And so that's why I try to make sure they're both even. So this is what prompted this little project here, um, to check and make sure that everything is the same, and move hers over at the same time, because originally I was not going to change her bag, but I decided to go ahead and do that. So we can thank this little beauty right here for prompting this action. Plus, I wanted to see what she had in her bag that I didn't have in mine, and vice versa. Okay, now we also have her little tools compartment here, or tools module. She's got a roll of duct tape, some super glue, a few nails, 550 paracord, multi-tool. Over here, she has her warmth and shelter, so she's got emergency blankets, poncho, and of course the survival tent. And her food module here, she's got some Atkins protein bars. She's also got lifeboat rations, and the folding stove, so she can cook with. So, in reality, her food module is probably a little more extensive than mine when it comes to what she has in it. So, I'm going to go ahead and put this in the bag. Oh, I also almost forgot. Big black trash bags, water catching, for catching rainwater. So what I realized is that I think her Jan Sport bag is a bit bigger. As you see, I put first aid in the main section, but I also found out that she's got another compartment. So I'm going to utilize both of these. So I'm going to split all this up between the two compartments. One other thing I'm also putting in her bag, I just recently bought these pair of goggles, in case there's an event where she would need to protect her eyes. So I got her these goggles, so that way she won't get dust or anything in her eyes. And I think this is probably one of the better buys for these bags that I've made. So I'll go ahead and put it in, and we'll see the finished product afterwards. Right, so I've gone ahead and put her food, water in, along with her toiletry module. I've also put in her goggles. Basically, anything for protection of life is in this section of the Get Home bag. I've also utilized the other section, the surprise section, and put her tools, shelter, warmth section or modules, and of course the black trash bags for water catching. All those are in this part of the bag. So that is the finished product. The one thing that I know somebody's going to try and ding me about is, why don't I have something for her to boil in? That is actually being bought today, but I went ahead and did this video to show you guys why we want to transfer stuff from what we originally had as our Get Home bag to this one, and that is to have the more gray man approach to getting home in a disaster. Alright, so that's it for this video. I'm gonna go ahead and run and get those little tin cans so actually we both can boil with, so we can boil water and cook with, and then we'll add that in here. So other than that, that's it. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on Facebook under the Black Purpose Society. Follow us on YouTube, or not YouTube, but follow us on Twitter as well, at CEO Prepper. And please share any comments, any thoughts, any ideas, and we'll be happy to check them out. All right, CEO Prepper out.